All right, you are welcome again. Today we'll be looking at time frames for demand and supply type of trading. There are a lot of time frames in trading, but we'll focus on the higher time frames. All right. So, and which of those higher time frames we want to focus on? First thing first, we'll start with the monthly time frame. When you look at the chart, we'll start from the monthly time frame, which is represented by MON, starting from the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, and probably the 1 hour time frame. That is where we are going to be ending when it comes to trading, demand and supply. And trading all these higher time frames will make our trade to play out. What I'm trying to say is it will give higher probability of the trade going our direction. Okay, so now the best for swing trading, the type of way we are going to be doing our type of demand and supply trading is going to be called top-down analysis. And top-down analysis is just a way to analyze trading from higher time frame to the corresponding lower time frame. All right, so we can see from here, we'll just be moving. When we see a demand or the supply zone in a monthly time frame, and then we expect market to come to it. When market get to the monthly time frame, demand or supply, we go to the weekly time frame and see what happens there. Then if we see our entry, we can take it. We are going to study about entry module in the next videos. Now, when we see it on the daily time frame also, on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour, that is just how we'll be analyzing it. It's called top-down analysis, coming from the monthly to the weekly, to the daily, to the 4 hour, to the 1 hour time frame, just to make sure that we are doing everything accordingly. All right, so now looking at our top-down analysis, I've explained already. This is like, when we have a demand zone, when price is going upward, this is a demand zone. Then we'll expect price to come back to it on the monthly time frame. We'll now go to the daily time frame and the weekly time frame and check if we are going to be tagged along and buy. The same thing happens for the selling. This is for the monthly supply zone. Then probably when we get to the weekly supply zone, we see an opportunity to do what? To sell there. Then we'll get to our weekly supply zone. We see we get our daily supply, meaning monthly, weekly, daily, so on and so forth, until we get to the 1 hour time frame if we want to go there. All right, now this is just what I mean. We can see that this is just a brief schematics of top-down analysis. Like I've explained, market, let's assume this is the chart on the Monday time frame. We can see it. Then we'll now look at the chart on the weekly time frame. We're looking at the supply zone on the daily time frame, looking at the supply zone on the 4 hour time frame. All right, so everything is just interconnected, meaning the supply zone on the monthly, checking it on the weekly, the same supply zone on the daily, the same supply zone on the 4 hour. I want to know how the market is going to react on those zones. All right, so this is just the pictorial representation of what I'm talking about. We can see these are the different type of candlestick that will form, and we know already that this is a valid supply zone. Why? Because the low point of this candlestick that generates all these other type of candlestick and this high point on here, there's a fair value gap in between that we have studied, meaning that this demand zone, this supply zone, sorry, will now be what will be very valid. Then want price to come into it on the weekly time frame. When the weekly has tapped into this monthly supply zone, then price did what? It's going to come down. Then we can see and check on the daily time frame also. When price get to this weekly supply zone and see what will happen there, we can see that price will come down, meaning that monthly is selling, weekly is selling. If we see an opportunity on the daily also, we will now sell accordingly. So all this type of trading is what we call kind of confluence. It will give confluence and more confidence that there's high probability that this trade is going to play out to our favor. So that is just how it is when we are trading time frames, it's all about using top-down analysis from the monthly to the weekly to the daily, then probably to the 4-hour and 1-hour time frame accordingly. All right. So thank you.